Hello, this is Super Cool, time for Nerd Super Cool Reviews. Well, since I reviewed all four Dragon Ball series, I might as well talk about the remastered version of Dragon Ball Z and the one fans are usually split about. So let's begin. In 2009, Toei Animation announced that they'll be re-airing Dragon Ball Z, but not only that, it'll be adding a couple of new scenes, redone the music and voice acting. I think added new intros and outros. Fixed some of the messed up frames with higher quality, and also cut out the filler. My thoughts on it? It's a good remaster, just it's not the full picture. Okay, let's talk about the different. I'm not gonna go like the story since it's basically the same as the original, Oh, yada yada, all this, fight, yada yada. But let's talk about what it does well. What it does well is that you can watch Dragon Ball Z, except you don't have to watch most of the filler. At sometimes this remaster does include filler scenes, which honestly, some of them I don't mind. And they made this one a bit more accurate to the manga. And let's talk about another pro that Kai has, and that is the voice acting. Most of the original voice actors of the original dub came to reprise their roles, including Sean Schemmel, Christopher Sabat, Eric Val, Damian Clark, Sonny Strait, Phil Farson, Justin Cook. Okay, the works goes on. They also added new actors. For example, Bulma was now voiced by Monica Rai, which I don't mind her voice, but I still prefer the original voice actress. And young Gohan is now voiced by Colleen Kimberlake, or whatever her last name's pronounced. And her voice, I don't mind, but it just sounds too girly, unless, I don't know, less of an 11-year-old boy. But the best one, in my opinion, is Chris Ayres as Frieza. This guy nailed it. Because whenever I read Dragon Ball manga, I always imagine Frieza's voice being Chris Ayres. And another pro that I also liked is the music, this time composed by Kenji Yamato, who is under the top number one, Tsuyoshi Kenichi, or whatever his first name's pronounced, rest in peace. And there's also Bruce, and he's above Bruce Faulkner, Nathan Johnson, Norito Tsutomu, you know the rest. And his music sounds good. It's just the only problem is, and this is the controversies of Kai, is that all of his music was plagiarized from famous movies. And because of this, he was fired from Toei Animation. And when they re-aired Kai and they aired the final couple episodes of the Cell Saga, they added Kenichi music instead. They also updated the animation Kai, so it looks a bit more clear, which is actually pretty damn good. And also, I love how they fixed the dialogue in the dub, so it doesn't sound too kid showy. It sounds a bit more realistic. But let's talk about the cons on the other hand. One is, if you like the original dub, you're not gonna like this. And two, some moments, in my opinion, feel a bit rushed. Where in the original, they did it a million times better. In fact, when Kai first aired, it stopped after the Cell Saga, but people demanded more. In fact, during the time of the production, when Funimation decided to air their own version of Kai, of the Buu Saga, but eventually Toei Animation did make a Kai version of the Buu Saga, and this one's a bit more rushed, mainly because there were a lot of Dragon Ball stuff coming out, Resurrection F, the upcoming Dragon Ball Super, a lot of video games, you know the works. And here it's a bit more rushed. The colors are a bit more brighter instead of the animation looking cleaner, and some moments, like I said before, feel a bit rushed and they just want to move it along. This time, the music's by Naruto Tsutomu, or whatever his name's pronounced, who would later do the soundtrack for Dragon Ball Super. In fact, some of his songs would be used in Dragon Ball Super, but I don't know. It depends on your perspective or not. I give Dragon Ball Z Kai an 80 out of 100. This is Super Cool, signing off.